Welcome back, guys, to DHOpen Summer 2014. This is Game 3 between MMA and Patience. This is a best of 3. This is the deciders match. Who gets to move on to the round of 16? Patience winning Game 1, MMA winning Game 2. In the top right, or pink Protoss from Alien Invasion, we have Patience. In the bottom left, winning the last game with really nice EMPs and just awesome macro and really good SimCity. The SimCity was the MVP, really. We have, from Team Acer, the Red Terran MMA. Oh, crap. I wanted this angle, but it didn't work. There you go. Oh, God. oh, no. Okay, I thought it was me. It would have been a tragedy if they asked me to leave. But yeah, I'm still new to observing, still new to casting. If you have criticism, feedback, you can tweet at me, send me a private message on Facebook, email me, send me a letter through the mail. I have a PO box. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I wish I did. And so yeah, MMA going for racks into gas. Patience going into 13 gates, scouting for proxies inside his main. Could have been a 1 racks proxy from MMA, which is quite deadly if you don't scout it, by the way. We have the scouting probe. We're going to follow that guy. The little guy is going to make my life a little bit easier for 10 to 15 seconds. Patience going for 1 gas right now, not 2, just 1. And is going to add the Cybercore after. I wonder where he's going to put the second pawn on. SimCity is quite open for Reapers, but as we've seen, he doesn't mind making a Zealot, and he's quite good at pushing back the Reaper with his Stalker and his Mothership Core, so it's not going to be a problem. Reaper coming out, being made, being produced, being trained. I mean, it's a barracks. I wonder what's Reaper school look like. Actually, the casualties of like the Reapers in training, you know, you've got a jetpack, they're asking you to jump all over the place. I hope they have good safety gear, you know. Like, imagine the safety gear you use when you go rollerblading when you're a little kid. Then imagine the safety gear when you're a Reaper. A few broken limbs for sure. So the Zealot not being finished this time around, being cancelled at the last second. The CV being killed by the probe, or maybe not. Is the CV gonna wrap around? Is he gonna show us awesome maneuvers? He has no room for mistake, and no, he taps out. He rage quits from life. Reactor being added after the Reaper, second barracks. Mothership Core trying to take care of the Reaper, doesn't want to lose any probe. Any probe loss is really bad, and Patience loses a probe. And when I say really bad, I mean, like, you'll see, like, ISPA players, you know, they rarely lose a probe to Reaper. And so whenever you lose one, you're annoyed. You're like, oh, I could have prevented that. And what he could have done differently is, you know, not put your third pile on there, because your probe gets exposed to the Reaper. So he paid the price, making a Stalker, now adding a Robo. MMA is going to scout that, and that's actually nice for him. Like, he doesn't have to scout, he doesn't have to go back in now that he confirms that it's a Robo. Well, actually, he's going to go back in. Very brave MMA here. Maybe he wants to see if there's a Forge following the Robo. Wants to know if he can do... and the Reaper gonna die. Oh! What? No! Oh! That feeling as a Protoss player, you feel so annoyed. You're like hopeful. You're hopeful for like 2-3 seconds, and then it sinks in, and you realize that you're not gonna get the damn Reaper, and that it killed another probe. It's really a bad feeling. So MMA this time around not going for a quick keybait, going for 3 racks. And I think what he was trying to scout with the Reaper was, is there a Forge? Because if there is a Forge, you can do a stem timing, and they're not going to have a lot of sentries. They're not going to have a lot of gates, not a lot of productions. So Patience actually has a bunch of idle probes and one too many on this gas. So he could be on 4 probes here. But yeah, Patience just mining a lot of gas. And this is a build we don't see too often. You know, 1 gate, 1 Robo, 1 Twilight. out of Patience, and MMA moving out with the Marines, preventing the Reaper from seeing the Marines for a little while, but is pushed back by the Stalker. More Marines are following this aggression, and this is going to be, you see, this is why, and I think MMA did that because he didn't see the 3 gates from Patience behind this, and this is why what Patience is doing is risky. Oh, a 3rd base being added for, is the probe going to be seen? Well, the 3rd base is seen, that's for sure. But this is going to be rough to hold for Patience. Yeah, Photon Overcharge is going to buy time. Oh, the Twilight. You see, this is a great build. I'm excited. There's too much going on for me to get excited right now, but 3 gates being added for Patience, the Robo Bay being added, and the Robo Bay being there tells MMA there might not be DT. Don't worry, it's going to be a macro game. Just worry about, you know, getting a 2nd starport maybe, and you know, just worry for a macro game. Just, I'll have Colossus, you don't worry about anything. But Patience, a man of many tricks. With the Observer, knows there's no turret. Is he going to go for 2 DTs? Yes, a 2nd DT being warped in. The 1st DT going for the main. So that way when he starts attacking his CVs, MMA doesn't know about it right away. If he went for the natural, MMA would know about it right now, like maybe 10 seconds ago. Now the first SCVs are starting to go down, and MMA is pulling back his army now. And how many SCVs are we going to get? Is going to go down. So far 12. One of the DTs still in the main. So what MMA did is he pulled his natural, sent it to the 3rd, and he pulled the main and sent it to the natural, and that allowed Patience to kill a little bit more SCVs. Also, Combat, oh, what was cancelled? Was it Combat Shield? I think Combat Shield was cancelled, and so what that means is the DTs, they can still kill Marines with 1 shot, you know. If the Marine has 55 HP. Oh, and this command center burning. So 3 DTs made by Patience. This build gets me excited. This build gets me fuzzy inside, and I can't wait to go back and copy the notes, because I've been looking for a DT build for a little while now, and this build is just great. You know, the 1 game 1 robo, it's nothing too fancy, but people used to love to do DTs off of Warp Prism, and this Warp Prism-less version that also gets a quick Colossus. You know, he's on 2 Colossus, a Sentry. He killed 18 workers. The worker count 49 to 33. Sure, Patience or MMA has a 3rd orbital, but he still has to keep those mules for a DT. He still has to keep those mules for a DT, and right now there's 2 scans available for MMA, and a 3rd one about to be ready. A DT still at the 3rd, trying to see if Patience is taking it. An Observer out for Patience. +1 weapon done for MMA, and he's not working on his +1 armor just yet. He's still recovering from the harass. His natural was a little oversaturated for a little while. He's not rebuilding too many workers. He stopped at 40, so I think he's afraid of a Patience push, and that's actually what Patience is doing. Even though he's got a probe at the 3rd, and one Colossus might get taken out, and no, most of the bio gets fried. Oh wow, Patience attacking one of his own Stalker. I don't think he would have taken out the Medivac, but you know, any damage is minerals and gas. Oh, and he does snipe, and I missed the Warpen, and he does snipe one of the Medivacs, leaving MMA on 2 Medivacs, and MMA at this point doesn't have time to make more Medivacs. He's forced into making Vikings to hold off the 3 Colossus pressure from Patience. Patience making an Archon out of DTs and pushing right now. No Forge upgrades. So you have to keep in mind, if MMA can hold this off, it'll be better in the long run, especially being on 3 command centers and having an upgrade advantage. Patience at the back of this is on, 8 gates? Is on 8 gates, so he's really committed. What Patience has to worry about right now is the Vikings. Loses the Mothership Core, puts down 1 time warp. 4 Vikings out for MMA, 2 more about to pop. The Vikings being repaired, some clutch repairing from MMA repairing the bunker, repairing the Vikings. Patience still poking around. 4 Colossus. So 4 Colossus, I actually didn't see that it was being added. More stalkers, more and more stalkers. The army supply 85 to 56 at MMA. And is Patience going to transition? There's more probes being added, charge lots, and double forge. So Patience maybe feels like he doesn't want to overcommit. He doesn't want to lose like last game. You know, last game he went for a similar push with Colossus, with Archons, with no upgrade. Or last game he had 1-1. But it didn't work out, and he's such in a big lead, you know, 31 workers to 52 workers, that adding a third is not too crazy of a decision. He's still undecisive about it, now floating 1,000 minerals and makes 5 zealots, but those zealots are made at home, which leads me to believe he's going back, and yeah, he is. He's walking back, and this game is close, guys. This game is close, but MMA still on only 1 starport and on only 2 medevac doesn't have a lot of room to come back, you know. It loads up 2 medevacs, but maybe that's what Patience was waiting for. Waiting for MMA to send out 2 medevacs so he can attack, and then MMA is going to have a lot less. That's 20 supply in a medevac. There's always 20 supply. When you see 2 medevacs, that's 20 supply, no matter what's in the medevac. And so that's so back at home MMA has 68 army supply, but Patience doesn't go for it because he didn't see with his observer the medevacs moving out. There's a turret, he cannot go in. One zealot was left over here, which spotted the medevacs, and MMA doesn't want to take a chance. You know, if he loses those 2 medevacs without doing any damage, the game is surely over. He still has a chance. He still has 3 orbitals. The main is going to mine out soon. The natural as well. He's going to take this frontal third base, and I think it's good. I think it's good because that's a bigger concave here that he can set up than he could here if he's being under attack. This third base is actually quite crappy when you're getting attacked. This engagement right here. Sure, the Vikings have a vantage point, but MMA wants the concave, and MMA now supply block 145 supply. Or actually, did he? I think he dropped a supply somewhere that I missed. Yeah, he dropped a supply right here. MMA polling workers. Is he pulling his CVs to attack? Well, they're not going to. They're not going mining. So, MMA pulling supply to go all in. Patience now at 200 supply. As 5 storms added, as 1-1 upgrades, and MMA is going to be attacking the third while Patience is moving out to attack him. Or are we going to have a crazy base trade? There's 3 ghosts in the army for MMA. And some of the bios and SCV is being caught in the middle of the map for Patience. Patience forced to lift the third command center, and MMA is going to lose the probes and the third base. And oh, the crazy storms! And the medevacs are too far to heal this bio. And really, every stint counts so much for MMA with only 2 medevacs. The storm hitting everything. The supply 135 to 60. There's no way in hell MMA is going to come back. And MMA taps out. MMA taken out by Patience. Patience making it out to the round of 16 of DreamHack Open Summer 2014.